Good evening, welcome viewers. Tonight we investigate a disturbing case of modern-day betrayal within the affluent suburbs of Hampstead.
Before we hear from our guest, I invite you to join our community. Your engagement empowers us to expose the truth that wealth often hides.
Joining us in the studio is Ellen, a woman who spent 25 years as a devoted housekeeper, only to be cast out during a life-threatening illness. Thank you, Sarah. I've always believed that loyalty was a two-way street, especially after serving a family for a quarter of a century.
Ellen, you weren't just an employee, you managed their entire household. Tell us about the night the mistress handed you that envelope.
I had a fever of 103 degrees. I was struggling to serve dinner when the mistress told me my
inefficiency after 25 years of flawless service. Was there any mention of a doctor or medical assistance during that conversation?
None. She told me the room was needed for someone more capable and that I had exactly 1 hour to vacate the premises.
To be evicted in the middle of a British winter while severely ill is not just a breach of contract, it's a violation of basic humanity. Where did you go, Ellen? In that state of health, with no home and no notice, how did you survive that first night?
I had nowhere to go, Sarah. I sat on a bench at the nearest bus stop, shivering with my fever rising.
This is why your support matters. Our channel brings these hidden atrocities to light. Join us and help us stand for the marginalised.
It is a disgrace that in a society as wealthy as ours, a devoted worker can be discarded like refuse the moment they become a liability.
I watched their car drive past me half an hour later. They didn't even look toward the bus stop. I was just part of the furniture they replaced.
25 years of loyalty vanished in 30 minutes. Ellen, how did you find the strength to seek legal help after such a traumatic betrayal?
A stranger at the station saw me and called an ambulance. In the hospital, a social worker told me that what they did was a crime.
Indeed, it is. Under British law, sickness is not a valid ground for immediate eviction without due process and notice.
They thought that because I lived with them, they owned me. They didn't think I had the rights of a real citizen.
This ownership mentality is a relic of a dark past. In modern Britain, a worker's home, even if provided by the employer, is protected. Ellen's fight for justice began from a hospital bed. Stay with us as we uncover the legal battle that shook one of London's wealthiest families. Once you were stable enough to leave the hospital, the legal battle began. How did your former employers react to the first formal letter from your solicitors?
They were arrogant, Sarah. They claimed I was never a formal employee, but a family guest who had simply stayed too long.
A family guest who worked 18 hours a day and managed a 20-room mansion. It's a classic tactic used to bypass labour laws.
But I had kept every payslip and every list of tasks they gave me. I had proof that I was the backbone of that house.
Documentation is the ultimate weapon against exploitation. Without those records, Eleanor's 25 years of labour would have been erased.
The court was cold, but for the first time, they had to look at me not as a servant, but as a human being with rights.
It wasn't just about the money, wasn't it, Ellen? It was about the acknowledgement that your life and your health actually mattered.
Exactly. When the judge ruled that my eviction was illegal and inhumane, I felt like I could finally breathe again.
This verdict sent shockwaves through the elite circles of London, but the struggle for full compensation was only just beginning.
Winning the initial ruling was a victory, but we know these powerful families often use their resources to delay final settlements. Did they appeal?
We stand for those who cannot fight alone. Join our community to ensure that wealth never silences the cry for justice.
They tried everything, Sarah. They even claimed I had stolen small items from the house to damage my character in court. A character assassination is the last refuge of the guilty. To accuse a loyal worker of theft after 25 years is a new low. But the police had no records, and their own staff, the younger ones, secretly testified in my favour. They were tired of the bullying too. But the police had no records, and their own staff, the younger ones, secretly testified in my favour. They were tired of the bullying too.
It takes immense courage for current employees to speak out against their masters. That speaks volumes about the environment in that house.
The judge saw through their lies.
Yeah.
He ordered them to pay for my medical treatment and for every year of unpaid overtime. And this wasn't just a win for Ellen. It was a warning to every employer who thinks they are above the employment laws of this country.
When the final check arrived, I didn't feel rich. I felt like I had finally closed a chapter of pain and started living for myself.
A new dawn for a woman who refused to be discarded. But the emotional scars of such a betrayal take much longer to heal.
Ellen, after the legal victory, did any member of that family ever reach out to apologise for the way they treated you?
Silence is the ally of injustice. Join our community to break the silence and stand with those who have been wronged.
Not a word, Sarah. To them, I was just a service that stopped working. They replaced me within a week, as if I never existed. This dehumanisation of domestic staff is a systemic issue.
Right.
They see the labour, but they refuse to see the human being behind it.
Right.
But I have my own small place now. I don't have to ask for permission to turn on the heater or sleep an extra hour when I'm tired.
That autonomy is priceless.
Yeah.
You went from being a loyalist in a mansion to a sovereign in your own home.
Yeah.
I still have my health problems, but I have my dignity. No envelope and no snowstorm can ever take that away from me again.
Ellen's story is a call to action for every household in Britain to review how they treat those who make their lives comfortable.
I want other housekeepers to know, don't give your whole soul to a house. Keep a piece of it for yourself and your rights.
Wise words from a woman who survived the cold to find her warmth. We'll be right back for our final closing discussion.
As we conclude our discussion with Ellen, it is clear that justice for domestic workers is a moral duty for our entire society. Do not let this conversation end here. Join our movement and help us advocate for the rights of those who serve in silence.
Change begins with awareness. Every household that treats its staff with dignity sets an example for the rest of the country.
Yeah.
We must move beyond the mindset of viewing employees as disposable assets and embrace a modern era of professional respect. It is a shared responsibility, and I am glad this platform is leading the charge for change. To our viewers, remember that the true measure of a society is how it treats its most vulnerable members behind closed doors. We must ensure that no one else suffers the same fate as Ellen. Our legal experts are working tirelessly to bridge these gaps in labour protection. I have hope now that my story will prevent others from being discarded. Every worker deserves to be seen as a...
This is just the beginning of our fight for justice. We will continue to hold the powerful accountable for their actions against the weak and defenseless.
Ellen, your deep insights today have truly unveiled the hidden layers of our shared British heritage and complex social history.
Yeah.
It has been an absolute and rare privilege to discuss these timeless chronicles with such an engaged and thoughtful audience tonight.
Yeah.
The unique way you connected the past struggles to our modern identity is something that will definitely resonate for a very long time. Understanding our deep roots is the only effective way to navigate the complexities of the future with clarity and profound wisdom. Our detailed exploration of these Victorian mysteries has certainly challenged the conventional narratives we have always accepted as universal truth.
Indeed, history is never truly static. It breathes and evolves every single time we dare to ask